Good evening, everyone. Hold on. There we go. Hello. This will be a new kind of podcast. The podcast will remain the same. However, the style will be different for now. So the current time is 7:14 on Tuesday, the 16th of July 2024. So this is me. Hello and welcome to season 2, episode 16 of the Discordancy podcast. Now, for this specific installment, I will be walking for I don't know how many kilometers, maybe 3 kilometers or 2. However, just here to walk because the weather is very nice and the environment is just pretty nice at the moment. For the past couple of weeks, for this month, there's been a lot of raining, so this instance is very rare. I want to capture every single moment of it when I walk from here to the city proper, which is about a 20-minute walk from here. Excuse me. Hopefully that's true. Hopefully there's now a Dito home here in Iligan City. And yeah, that's it. I really do hope that there will be a Dito home modem available, or kind of broadband available here in Iligan City, because as soon as it is available, I think my parents, or my mother specifically, will apply for a Dito home broadband internet connection, because Globe and PLDT has been kind of shitty lately, and you know, I do not like slow internet as a content creator myself, even though I'm a tiny content creator. Like what, this podcast only has a couple of subscribers, so I still do it because I like making content. I'm not doing this for my own self-interest and to make profit necessarily, but yeah, I just do it because it's fun and it's the thing that I do the best. Speaking a lot, yapping a lot, and just having some fun while doing it. So yeah, that's why I make videos. It's because I find fun in it. Anyways, let's focus, shall we? Now you may notice that the audio is kind of odd. I'm sorry if it is, but it's because I'm wearing a microphone. I will be explaining this microphone in further detail on a bonus podcast episode, so please do stay tuned for that. But for now, just walk and walk and walk and walk. Excuse me. Woo. Hopefully this will not be a short 20-minute podcast episode. I do hope that this will be about 25 minutes long, so 25 minutes or more, because you know, we do half-an-hour episodes in here. We do not do lazy time durations like 20 minutes or less. Nuh-uh. We do not do that around here. When we do podcast business, we do it with the rules. We stick to them. So, fireflies. I don't know if it can render that, but there are a lot of flies, just flies. They're not fireflies, they're just flies. Look at that, a view of Robinson's Place, Iligan. I think the biggest mall in the entire city of Iligan. Yeah, Robinson's Place, Iligan. I have been there so many times and I never even get bored by going to that mall so many times, because even though compared to like Mall of Asia or like SM CDO Downtown Premier or even some other malls like KCC Mall of Jensan, KCC Mall of Marbel, or some other bigger malls out there, I still never get bored with Robinson's Place Iligan, and that's what matters. So here we are at the highway. This is where the tricky part begins, walking along the highway. There are a lot of cars because, you know, this is a massive city after all, with a huge population concentrated under a, I don't know, 10-kilometer radius. So yeah. Ooh, the military. Here it is, Robinson's Place, Iligan. We're not going in there because our focus right now is to go home. However, let's take a look at the now showing section. Look at that. A Quiet Place Day 1 and Despicable Me 4. Wow. Alright. Time check, it's 21 past 7 and we're still not tired. Nah, I'm tired a bit, but you know, we do it for the fun. We do it because we can. Yeah. Tires. Some tires. Apologies if this is not the kind of podcast episode you were looking for from me. So I do sincerely apologize for that. But there's not much I can do, because the thing is, I have been pretty busy lately, and like I just don't get any time off for making videos, so this is the very least that I could do for you, my dear listeners. So yeah. Hey. Pog's Fried Chicken House. Mo? Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me right now, like in a very loud, like very ridiculous kind of audio. So yeah. Wait, they only get 2 seconds of stop time? Alright. Guess I have to wait 50 seconds to cross the road. Alright. Or we could just do it now. Huh. Let's see. Okay, well, let's just cross. Right. I know I'm risking my life a bit doing this, so, but that's kind of the point. I do this for the fun of it. Ooh, look at that. I know what that is. That's a carnival. It's carnival season, you may ask? Maybe. What? Alright, let's continue. So to give you some context about the jeepney situation here in the Philippines, there's like this law that's supposed to take effect on the 30th of April 2024, where all jeepneys will become modernized. However, that hasn't taken effect even like about 2.5 months later. And I think, and there's like news that I have read about why is that, like there's this national strike that's happening because the jeepney drivers and the Philippine government couldn't make any reasonable negotiations among each other, and there's just this like thing where the jeepney drivers can't afford to turn their jeepneys into their new buses, because there are a lot of reasons. Number one, it's too expensive. Number two, they just don't want to do it. Number three, they do not like the Philippine government, I guess. But there are some reasons why it cannot be done here in Iligan City. Most especially those kinds of jeepneys. You see which jeepney I'm pointing at? Oh, sorry. Wait, I pressed the wrong button. That kind of jeep, it does not encompass a pretty large distance from the city proper to Buruun. I think that's like 2 kilometers or 3, who knows. Maybe even 4 or 5, because now that I think about it, again, I think like, oh wait, from the city proper to Buruun, that is quite far. Like, that is a pretty long walk, if you may ask me. And I think from the city proper to Buruun, I think that needs a whole bus in and of itself. Like, just make all the jeepneys from the city proper to Buruun buses. You know, like tiny buses, not like the usual bus where, not like the usual bus here in the Philippines where it's so massive and it still encompasses a short distance, but you have to pay a large fee to ride it, because, you know, having a short distance bus trip, even though you can just ride a jeep is a bit unconventional for in here. I am sorry for making you feel dizzy. While filming this. So yeah. Ooh, a bus. But I'm not going to ride that. Nuh-uh. Because our mission here is to walk. To walk so damn far. Like, what the fuck? This is actually incredibly far. But you know, it's all about the journey. And that's what matters. Da-da-da-da-da-da. How am I even supposed to make clips out of this podcast episode? What is the thumbnail supposed to be? Why am I doing this? You know what? I'll figure it out in post. Alright, let's continue with the walk. Hopefully the microphone isn't dead yet, because apparently it's supposed to last a long time. So, McDonald's. Ooh, and dogs. I don't have money, so I can't order anything. It's why I'm even walking in the first place. It's because I don't have any money. So, yeah. Someone's peeing. The Good Skin Clinic, Illegal Dealers, MPC, and an ATM by Pinoy Crop. Whoa. This place is quite dark, as you can see. It's quite a chunky pothole. So there's this new drama that I've been watching called Dr. Romantic, and you should really go watch it. It's an incredible medical Korean drama. It started in about 2016 for its first season. Then for its second season, it was released in 2020. So yeah, quite a large gap between the seasons. Then now there's a new season, which was released a year ago in 2023, and yeah, if this pattern continues, there will be a new season in 2026, and after that it will be in 2028, and then in 2030, and then once it gains more traction and gets a lot more popular, it will then be year after year after year, and then the series won't end because it just has a really great storyline. So, I will not be spoiling anything about Dr. Romantic, but yeah, it just gave you the information about the gap of the seasons and how many seasons does the series have. So, we're currently in an elementary school. I'm probably not allowed to be about 500 meters near here. So, yeah. Let's just go quickly, I guess. I don't know. I've probably been restrained by some elementary schools to just walk around in there and then just be like, ooh. Of course I'm not a pedophile. Of course not. I'm not. Of course not. No, I'm not. I'm not a criminal. I don't like children. I don't like people that are way younger than me, even though I'm a minor myself. So Iligan City Central School passers of Philippine Science High School. That's a lot of passers. That's great. 16 passers from one school to like one of the most prestigious high schools in the entire country. Like passing from Philippine Science High School is like getting into Harvard. It's a pretty big deal. And it's a very prestigious school, and it's free. Yeah, one of the best schools in the country is free. The only thing you have to do though is to teach people for however many years you have taken your course. So for example, it took you like 3 years to get to college. You have to repay the Department of Science and Technology by teaching some high school children from public schools for 3 years. So that's how it works. Yes, it's free. You just have to repay by time. So here we are. We're now at a quite muddy territory. This is now the dangerous part. So we're gonna have to be incredibly careful while we navigate through this. So I never represent, baby. I ain't do no wrong. I could be no good for you. Cause I wanna make it so badly. I'm $1 million baby. Oh, we can cross now. Perfect timing. That's an incredibly quiet road. Do not have time to go through there and explore. So. A bridal couture? What? Boy Basilio Salon and Spa. What? PhilHealth. Ooh. I like PhilHealth. Well, not really. Like it's quite a corrupt organization. You know, still a public health organization where it specializes in treating people for free. So yeah, I do not hate PhilHealth too much, because it still provides free healthcare for millions and millions of Filipinos. So for the taking, I always say I'll be better on Saturn. None of this matters. Dreaming of Saturn. Yeah, I know, I'm good at singing, right? Or was just that, well, I'm probably just deaf. and that was actually a pretty terrible rendition of Saturn. So if it was a really terrible rendition, I am sorry about that. All right. The only thing we need to do now is to find a jeepney. So, oh wait, I think that's a Santa Filomena Jeep. Who knows? I'm a pretty blind man now, even though I do wear prescription glasses, and my eyes have been checked just a few months ago. I think my eyesight got worse, even though I wear these glasses every day. Like, there's never a day where I don't wear this. Like, I'm always wearing this. I only take these glasses off when I shower and sleep. That's it. Like, the moment I wake up, from the moment I wake up until the moment I take a shower, until the moment I get out of the shower, until the moment I go to sleep. Oh, that's a Luina Bahayan Jeep. That is not the jeepney I was looking for. So we're gonna have to look some more. So let's go. Alrighty. Let's now look for a sumama namin sa'yo ang nararamdaman ng aking puso, wala nang iba. Huwag nang pahirapan pa, andito na. Totoo na nga ba to? Nagkabili sa kanta mo. Oh, it's an ukay-ukay shop. Alright. That's nice. My throat hurts. Like, it's incredibly dry. Probably because I've been yapping for nearly half an hour. So, oh God, what am I doing? Woo-hoo. By the way, there is no way in hell I'm doing a 360 episode of the podcast because it's incredibly difficult to render. Like, just for a 4K 360 video, like 4K 360 video at 60 frames per second with the audio attached, it will take me about a day to render because, you know, I have a shitty laptop, so